tricked us!
No, but William the Just, I mean, it makes sense for him to be a king thematically, but I think he'd be more of a rook or a bishop. Like, these guys are pawns. See, it's almost appropriate that these guys are ghosts, because it is 50 years later. Whoa! Fresh from Dungeon Keeper.
Fat executioner, dude. And there's a bunch of them.
Ah, fuck it. I'm not mess with these assholes anymore. Aw, man. The spinning blades, like, must have broke over the years of use. They don't have the lifetime warranty. That's what happens when you buy cheap spinning blades. Okay, I gotta refuel here, guys.
Iron sword.
They're not wearing armor, so I'm assuming the iron sword will do it. Well, Kane gets jobbed out by two fat guys in hoods on this episode of Legacy of Kane. What is going on? Why are these guys so fucking strong? Okay, we'll play by your rules. Give me that shit.
Well, you can tell that they're obviously the strongest defense-wise because they have no armor.
I guess because they're using fire, they're like super effective. They're the one guys who decide to use one of Vampire's weaknesses against them. I mean, that you got to be kind of proud of them. They figure it out. They don't have shiny armor and they don't have magic spells, just ingenuity and a love of their craft. And no soul in their body. That's also something. Ouija Todd, I gotta go all the way back. What? Just a fucking farmer now. Did Kane go to some kind of weird, backwards, crazy future where ordinary people are just fucking jacked as all hell?
I think you're at like Scarborough Fair, and like just everyone's just coming as like a peasant or like, you know, or an executioner or, you know.
But really, they're like professional bodybuilders? Because what the fuck? They're just ripping into me.
Well, you did mention that we're getting close to the end of the game, so I would assume, you know, that's why these guys are so strong.
I would assume they would be fucking giant dragons, or more of those giant Diablo guys, not men with literal pointed sticks. Then again, I have not learned how to fight against a pointed stick. I've learned how to defend myself against a banana, but not a pointed stick. Oh fuck, Ninja Priest!
Whoa. That guy's dual wielding pointy sticks.
Oh man, I've used so many Hearts of Darkness. It's a trap! Oh boy. Oh, you know what?
The Soul Reaver.
I'd like to think it's all the peasants left over from all the towns that you've ravaged earlier, and they just decided they're going to come back and get you, you know? Like, we've had enough of this Kane fellow.
Like after a training montage?
Yeah.
Set to everyone's working for the weekend. They're all lifting weights. Everyone's watching to see what you can do. Everyone's coming to kill you. Oh, oh. Yay, sewers.
This is my favorite part, Legacy of Kain, backtracking.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the sewers, because 2 episodes ago, you said the sewers were your least favorite part. You're on the hot seat, Brian Williams. Which is it?
I remember the time I was in a sewer and I got hit by an RPG.
Well, Legacy of Kain's, it's more of an action-adventure game.
Chris, stop throwing the Legacy of Kain CD at me, please. Now, how many CDs did this come on?
1.
Really?
Yes.
This wasn't one of those games that came on like...
No, I have it on CD. I got all the required files from the CD. I just had to download a bunch of ROMs. Not ROMs. A bunch of, like, mods to get it to work. But
oh, okay.
I legit have a copy of this game. This isn't something I'm not a thief.
Flame sword.
Oh, we should play Thief sometime.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that game has aged brilliantly. A consolation prize? I wonder if there's a boss battle coming up.
Something's got to be happening. They don't just give you free stuff for no reason in this game.
Something's fucky.
I found myself once more in the Nosgoth I knew. The carnage from battle was gone. Yet there was something amiss. From the distance, I heard cries, and a breeze from the south carried with it the faint odor of vampire blood.
Uh-oh. Suddenly it's all serious when they fuck with people you know.
They're messing with his people, I say in quote marks. Oh, that statue!
'Twould seem the folly fell upon my own shoulders. With their sainted King William dead by my hand, the people of the land were consumed by a hunger all their own, for vampire blood.
Which is totally justified, considering vampires are monsters that need to kill sentient beings to survive. Like, if I was a vampire, I would just accept it. I hate when vampires get all holier than thou. Like, they murder thousands of people, and it's like, you're just like me. You try to kill me and try to act sainted about it? We're one and the same. Both monsters thirsting for blood. And it's like, yeah, except you're literally thirsting for blood. Like, in the most literal of terms. Like, after I kill you, I'm gonna go back to running one of the hundreds of bars in this community.
I'll probably just go lay down in my coffin. I'm lazy. Story of Jason the Lazy Vampire. I go out, get my drinks, and then I'm back by like 10.
As I wandered about more, the shrieking and cheering became more apparent and defined. There was some sort of gathering to the south, for with each cheer, I smelled an outpour of blood.
Well, it can't be the gathering of juggalos. He'd be smelling an outpour of BO and Fago.
I make no pretense to justify my killing, yet these
Except for every time you
vampire
talk.
hunters would cloak their bloodlust beneath a veil of righteousness. Hypocrites! They would make themselves judge and jury. Very well then, let us see how they take to my role as executioner.
Yeah, I get it. You're trying to be clever, but
All these other guys are already taking the role of executioner.
But using your own, like, defined sense of irony against you, you'd be saying you'd be the executioner of your own self since they are the judge and jury.
Metaphors are hard, Chris.
Guys had 50 years to think of one. No! My favorite character!
We are free of this unholy scourge!
I cut off the cat's head!
Would you be free of the plague if only one city was cleansed? No! Would you spare one wolf in the pack that has devastated your herd? No!
Yes, I'm an environmentalist.
Let us destroy them all! He is the last! Destroy
Whoops.
him!
The people will not rest until Nosgoth is purged of your kind.
I had been betrayed. In my haste, I had not realized it before. That sigil on his forehead, the Oracle of Nosgoth, was in fact the time streamer Mobius, and I had followed his advice. How much of my quest was of his design? Willendorf,
Lead designer, Mobius the
Battle
Time
of the
Streamer.
Last Stand, William the Just? Was this the trap he had fashioned for me?
Executive producer, Mobius the Time Streamer. Catering, Mobius the Time
So
Streamer.
basically, he sent Kane on this entire quest just to sell a video game. It's pretty meta stuff, man. Also, I love that in the cutscene he's a vampire, but we jump back and he's a werewolf.
Wait a minute. Did he say I'm the last? Truly, it cannot be. I cannot be the last vampire.
We will send you back to the grave whence you came, vampire. I have seen the future, Kane. You are not in it.
Bullshit, asshole. There's like 4 more sequels to this game, and guess what? I'm in all of them. I mean, sure, I'm only playable in 2 of them, but come on, man. Subscribe to Game Informer. Go to the Giant Bomb Wiki. Check that shit out.
Sounds like someone's been doing a little time traveling to the future themselves.
Yeah, Kane had a time streaming device. Fucked around on the internet for a few centuries, then came back. Yeah, have some of that.
Is that hurting him? Do you have to repel that back at him, maybe?
We shall see. I don't believe so.
Let us call upon the puppets from the past.
The Muppets! 1970s, that's the past. Okay, well, killed Kermit.
From the present.
They're presently not coming.
I think you gotta get closer to him. I think he wants you to say hi.
Okay.
Last time you walked right up to him and then they appeared.
You're right, I was like, hey, what's up? What's up, chicken butt?
Every time I think I know how this game works, it does not work that way.
Where are those puppets from the present? It's Buckethead! Guys, I don't think my armor fits me. Why are my tits hanging out? I just got out of the shower, that's why I'm in a bathrobe. Look, I didn't know I'd be fighting you, Kane. You didn't give me really time to prepare. I say that as he fucking stomps a mud hole in me.
Go origami birds of death!
Looks like this guy's gonna get caught up in the crossfire!
I don't think he likes Crossfire, the game. He's like, I'd rather play Connect 4.
Truly, he is a lost cause.
It's like nothing's working on this guy.
I don't think he's gonna like what's gonna happen next.
Flame, the soul reaver.
Because I think this is gonna work on this guy. Shit, it didn't! Holy hell.
The flame sword.
You're making fun of this chubby guy with a bucket on his head, and he's fucking whooping my ass. Okay, yeah, it looks like if you try using that orb with the Soul Reaver, it's like, nah. You don't get to. Not today.
They don't want you to be too OP, I guess.
Yeah, they don't want me to cheat. By using the game's logic. And its defined set of parameters.
Dear Diary, today I've met my match.
He fucking knocked me into the menu. That's how strong he is. Okay, well, first of all, put one of these on.
You know, a game like this, I kind of feel like sometimes you need a health bar over the enemies to know if you're doing anything.
I got him. He can't last that much longer. He's just some dude with a bucket on his head with a stick. No, maybe I can use my magic ring to call Vordor. Oh, wait, never mind. Whoops. Forgot about that. Ah, got him.
You got him?
Yeah. Fucking Farmer Ned, the strongest enemy in all of Nosgoth.
I wonder what his secret was.
He ate beets. A V8 every day. That was his secret.
And from ages yet to come.
Fucking summons the Protoss from StarCraft. Okay, ages yet to come, monster. Where is you at?
What the heck? Why is Kane's working even more slowly than normal?
Oh my, it's me! In the future, I lose one of my 2 axes. Wait, but if I'm not in the future, he shouldn't exist. Mortanius, you fuck!
Can you truly defeat yourself, though, Chris? Then again, if you can defeat Buckethead, who is on par in strength with Pyramid Head, I'm pretty sure you can take on anyone. Yeah. Yep. Some great strategy going on here. Some really amazing swordplay going on here.
Now he's just standing on top of my head. Jesus.
Oh! Victory!
Well, you know how the game ends now, Jason. We don't need to keep playing.
He kills himself?
Yeah, I travel back in time and fight myself and die. It's Looper.
Well,
I called it in that one episode, by the way. This is just Looper.
If you had just brought both axes.
Ironic. By going back in time and altering the past, you turned William the Just into the
You mean
Nemesis.
William the Just Dead?
Aye, you have seen my plan, vampire, as I've seen your destiny. The future says you die.
But I am dead. As are you.
Awesome, Kane's a cool guy action hero now.
I knew that Mobius's hourglass was the focus of his time-streaming magic. Farewell, sorcerer. The sands of time have ceased to flow for you.
Oh, now he's doing quips from other game series. That's from Prince of Persia.
He's not, no! Gosh. Well, they do heavily emphasize the time-traveling element.
I'm sorry, Ariel, but this Mario party is over. Looks like I'm about to cut this link to the past. More like toe jam and hurl. And he throws a boulder.
It looks like I'd finally raided my final tomb.
Do, do, do.
So now we're gonna see if we can get with that chick. She's gonna marry us now.
You betrayed us, Mortanius. You had Cain killed and turned him into a monster. You set him upon us.
It had to be. Nopraptor's insanity poisoned all of our minds. The Circle had failed in its sworn duties. It had to be destroyed.
Failed our duties? Idiot! The Circle exists for us. We don't exist for it. Our powers will save or damn Nosgoth at our whim. Stand with us, Mortanius, or die.
Stand with me, I'm the last one
I
left.
shall die.
Who's gonna win? The guy with green booger magic? Or the grim specter of death himself?
Yeah, Boogerman was a pretty terrible character. Hero or bad guy.
I much preferred to play bad Mr. Frosty in Clay Fighter 63 1/3. He's already dead, Mortain. Oh my god!
Oh!
If the circle is to be destroyed, you have to die as well, Necromancer. I admire your cunning, but you will not escape your fate.
Nay, I will embrace it. But my death will leave one more to take, Princeling. Finish me!
Oh, he means business.
Wait, I thought he said he wanted to die. Why is he making this so hard?
I wish they'd let me go into town and get some supplies. I'm just...
Yeah, that would be a climatic ending. And then I went to town. Not on him, I mean I really went back to town. Uh-oh.
Shurikens!
Uh-oh, he's making exploding corpses.
Oh boy.
Boy, you walked into a landmine here.
You're a good friend, Mortanius, and you were also delicious. What? He's back!
What? You didn't do it right. Wait, what?
Oh, you know what? I bet I have to kill him with the Soul Reaver.
Wait, maybe you gotta hit the pillars or something. Or, some of them are different colors than others. I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, I just haven't brought the pillars back yet. There's Mortanius. There's the pillar of... There's Mortanius right there, and there's Mobius.
Oh, okay.
And then there's Ariel's. Gotta play the game by its own rules.
Ew.
You thought yourself a king, when in fact you were a pawn. You have served me well.
No one here has played chess.
I serve no one.
Indeed, such narrow vision. Don't you see? My silencing of Ariel and its calculated repercussions is but the first act in my theater of Grand Guignol, of which you are the tragic hero.
The Conqueror Worm?
Play on, little vampire. Play on.
Ve Victus!
Anacroth's magic was contained within the metal of the scales and would eventually be released back into the pillar from whence it came. The scale...
Damn it!
The heart of darkness. The pillar accepted its offering. Thus, it was restored.
And then I popped out to
The
have a
death
heart of
orb of
darkness real
Mortanius
quick.
had given the necromancer dominion over the grave. I had thought him the last of the circle, and yet he spoke of another. Before the pillar of death, I lay the orb of Mortanius. The pillar accepted its offering. Thus, it was restored. Spybone the flesh reaver.
Gotta get my reeve on.
The heck is going on? Is there anything else? Like, you got that one great pillar in the middle, but I don't know. Do you have to do anything with that?
No. Stop asking. Well, he's breaking the game.
Yeah.
I know these are the people that went on to go make Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, but come on, guys. Not the time and the place for those kind of shenanigans. This is the final boss. He does fuck all.
He's pretty much just like that Double Dragon guy with the mask that just disappears and then reappears in the same spot. Try throwing this guy off a building.
You know, suddenly, Kane, it doesn't sound as cool when you say it over and over again. You had your cool action guy moment where you're like, Ve Victus, before rushing in the battle, and then you're just doing it over and over and over again. I'm sure this Dark Lord guy is rolling his eyes. Also, isn't this the guy in all those statues? Isn't this the guy that was in a Spirit Forge and gave us a lot of stuff?
Yeah, he's a loan shark, man.
Ah, it's Tom Nook in it. He's back to collect.
You know, I'm thinking back to Castlevania games, Castlevania 64. There was the one guy that you could buy supplies from, and if you bought too much from him, then you had to fight him right before Dracula, and he was, like, arguably stronger than Dracula. I thought that was a nice little twist. What?
That doesn't break immersion at all.
I am the last pillar, the only survivor of the Circle of Nine. At my whim, the world will be healed or damned. At my whim.
So, before we pick the ending, I gotta explain some stuff to you, Jason. Remember that library in Willendorf?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be full of tomes that were of no importance?
Yeah. To anyone.
They mention offhandedly that there's a dark entity that people worship throughout the kingdom, and wherever that dark entity went, stories of possession followed. That one throwaway line actually explains the big twist ending. Mortanius actually is a good guy. He did do all those things to help heal the pillars, but unbeknownst to Mortanius, he was also possessed by the dark entity, who was the person who killed Ariel, thus starting the pillars crumbling. Ariel is dead, but the pillars have chosen me to be the new Pillar of Balance. The Pillar of Balance's first job is to kill all the other members of the pillars, then end his own life so that new pillars can be born. Or people who guard the pillars, or pillar guardians, or whatever you want to say they
It's
are.
kind of like in Zelda, like, except all of the sage people, like, would have to kill themselves, and then, like, new sages would have to show up.
Yeah. But I mean, the big thing is, though, is that the twist is that Mortanius kills you, but Mortanius, while possessed by the Dark Guardian, is the person who killed Ariel. His plan being that Nofraptor would go crazy. It's like they sandwiched both major twist characters in the one character who had a multiple personality disorder, but they never really specify it. It is kind of cool, though, that you see throughout the game, there's these statues of the Dark One everywhere, and it kind of leads into it. But so what are we going to do, Jason? Are we going to choose the good path, or what would Cain choose? I think, naturally, he, of course, would choose to heal the land.
In his life, he was unknown, a petty noble. In death, he was unknown. Yet by choosing oblivion, he restored balance to the land. Shades cast no shadows.
Once I embraced my powers, I realized that Vorador was correct. We are gods. Dark gods. And it is our duty to thin the herd.
Awesome. And you know what? That's the canonical ending. Cain has a chance to bring life back to the world and right all of the wrongs, to cap off this giant epic quest that he's been on, and he says fuck it, and he lets all of the goddamn world burn to ashes beneath his boot heels. That is actually, in my opinion, really cool. The character can be that selfish and evil, and then the makers of this franchise say, let's build upon that ending. Let's keep going with that story.
So
it'd be like if The Suffering 2 opened with the main character going, yeah, I murdered my wife and kid, what of it? Fuck them.
So I guess they chose poorly. I guess they thought Cain was going to make the good decision. And,
Jim Curry. I thought it was Tim Curry.
No.
So close. So let's put this series to bed. Jason?
Well, we could put Baby Cain to bed.
Oh yeah, you gotta say goodbye to Baby Cain. He's not in the rest of the series.
I know, I'm kind of sad.
He grows up and turns into a yellow monster man. After that screaming woman. Let's give it our rating. I'm gonna let you go first, Jason.
You know, I loved the story and the characters. I loved a lot of the voice work. The gameplay just, I mean, it's one of those things where it's really just suffered. It's not stood the test of time, but, you know, I would say overall, you know, I would have enjoyed playing this even by myself. I probably would give this, I'd give it 7 worm cards out of 10.
I'm going to be a little more critical on this game. You said in a previous episode where I had a temper tantrum, you kind of made fun of me because I said this was one of my favorite games. You Can Never Go Home Again. This game has aged very poorly. The gameplay, Cain moves way too slow when he's walking. It's frustrating. It doesn't really point you really well in the right direction. A lot of the music, the fact that it doesn't loop, it actually stops the track and starts over. Graphically, it's really degraded. I mean, there are other games out at the same time that look much better. But overall, this game is just frustrating on so many levels. I know we didn't really play the game correctly because we were trying to get through it quick. Maybe that's on my end. But there are many times where I just felt really frustrated. So sadly, I think maybe nostalgia tinted how much I thought I was going to enjoy this game. I just didn't really like it that much. I'll be honest. It wasn't as good as I remembered. So sadly, I'm going to have to give this game a 9 out of 10. Oh, I'm sorry. 9 Vevictuses out of 10. Because despite all that shit that I just said, for some goddamn reason, I love this game, and I will probably play it again in the near future. All the voice acting is great. Kain is absolutely my favorite character in video games. This is me owning up to the fact that I'm a hypocrite because nostalgia has definitely tinted my perspective on this game. Maybe not a 9 out of 10. Let's be fair, 8.5 Vevictuses. Out of 10 possible Vevictuses.
I really was afraid there were points where we were not going to finish this game because I thought Chris was just
There's
gonna
no fucking
give up.
way. We did give up for a few months, but there's no way in hell. I am very much looking forward to Soul Reaver 2, Blood Omen 2, and then Defiance. I do intend to play all these games again. I love it, and that makes me a fucking hypocrite, but I just don't care. I love it. You know, Jason, what's weird is in this game, like, have you noticed that, like, a lot of people just drop chess references? Like, they constantly talk about chess in the game?
Yeah, but it's not like they know how to play chess. Like, they're referencing it, but...
Yeah, like, they throw, like, pawn and knight. Like, the word pawn is used over and over again, and they'll talk about, oh, you thought you were a king, but you're a pawn. It's like they don't get it. Which is weird, because, like, culturally, like, everyone... Like, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone understands chess, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's been books, movies, and musicals, especially musicals, about chess. So, I don't know.
So at the end of this game, basically, Kain is just, like, he's the ruler.
Yeah, he takes over.
He's like sort of the king, I guess you would say.
Yeah, he is, and this goes later in the fiction of the series, but yeah, it presupposes end of the game, bad ending, Kain's in charge. Nosgoth is now his kingdom, his realm.
Ugh, that's terrible. Like, I would not even want to spend, like, one night in Nosgoth.
You wouldn't even want to spend one night in Nosgoth?
I wouldn't want to spend one night in Nosgoth.
Dark setting where the peasantry's ripe, just a bloodletting, the creme de la creme of the vampire world, the show with everything but Bela Lugosi. Flesh rots, only for a minute since my freshly dug grave had my body in it. Bad form, don't you know that when you pillage villages you put them on your menu? It's Corhagen, or Ushtenheim, or Stench and Crow, or this place.
One night in Nosgoth is a real blood chiller. The necromancer's gift, it was not free. There is a ghost there and she haunts the pillars, and Nothraptor can no longer see. I can hear a vampire creeping up on me.
These pillars all look the same since I dispatched of Dejul and Bane.
It's a drag, it's a bore, it's really such a pity. You're enslaving all the people and you're burning down the cities.
What do you mean? You see one war-torn, plague-ridden, stinking town
went to hell in travel time, turned undead, and became the scourge of the nine.
Stand back! You're talking to a tourist whose every move's among the brutalist. I spend my days avoiding sunshine.
One night in Nosgoth and you got Soul Reaver. A magic ring made sure that Malik fell. You pity no one and leave tons of grievers. The Ignis Fatuous will light you well, and it will light your path straight to hell.
Nosgoth's going to be the witnesses. I brandish my sword and I yell, Ve Victus. It's enough to destroy a time stream or some dark entity. But thank God I'm just in the game, not playing it. You guys don't seem that thrilled with the terrible realm I'm going to build. I'd let you in, I would invite you, but these vampires here might try to bite you. So you better go back to your bars, your temples, your soul forges.
One night in Nosgoth makes a hard man humble. Your heart of darkness has turned into stone. One night in Nosgoth and the pillars crumble. You kill the people, then burn down their homes. And now you sit atop a burning throne. One night in Nosgoth and vengeance is sated. You flake the skin with spells of the arcane. One night in Nosgoth killed all those you hated. And thus begins your everlasting reign. And thus begins the legacy of